everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today is the first video in our storage series. Sorry it's taken a while to get this up. I hope to get it up sooner, but with everything that's going on in the world, it's taken longer than expected. So today we're going to cover the basic item filter. I think Impulse SV first came up with this. And this is basically the item filter that you're going to use on almost any storage system. Although we'll get to a more complex one using minecarts later. But you'll also use this item filter on almost any farm that you have to separate out the drops. So let's get on to it and we'll cover how to build it and how it works. So you can see here the item filter, and excuse me if my voice sounds a bit different, I'm using a different microphone today. So you have a line of hoppers which carries your items. This can be replaced with a water stream or a line of hoppers. We've got a water stream version back here which we'll get to. So then down below it we have a hopper with some filler material. Doesn't matter what these four are, as long as you name them something else. So you can still, I've used grass in this instance and renamed it to filler, but you could do this and still filter out grass. So as long as you rename this, and then here's the item that you're actually going to be filtering. And the comparator here reads the items inside this hopper and puts an output signal here behind it. So the items in here stack to give an output signal of 2, which then goes to 1 and 0. So this repeater is off generally, which keeps this torch lit and locks this hopper. So this hopper cannot suck any items from this upper hopper. So if we add some more redstone to this hopper line above, and we'll get onto the item disposal over here shortly. In fact, let's put our redstone over here so that we're not getting anything disposed. So by putting items in the hopper line, it's moving along, getting sucked into this filter hopper. So you can see the redstone going up by 1 every time one gets sucked in. That increases the signal strength out of the comparator to allow this repeater to turn on and unlock the hopper here. So it's filtering the redstone items into this chest. And the reason it works to filter the redstone items and the reason we use this filler material, is because it means that anything in that hopper line passing above that's not redstone won't get sucked into this hopper. So what we need to do is have one of these item filters for every item that we want to filter out. And over here we've got that. So here we've got 5 hoppers filtering 5 different items. So redstone, coal, pistons, snowballs, and redstone dust. And in fact, this piston should be up at 41. So another important element to talk about is when you're configuring this, you should have 1 of each filler item and then 41 items you're going to filter out. And it's important that when you're setting it up, you only put in 41 initially, because it's easy to accidentally overfill that hopper. And if you overfill the hopper, then it increases the signal strength and accidentally impacts the filters on each side. So the cool thing about this item filter is it's tileable, so you can have multiple beside each other, and you but that means you don't want to overfill this hopper, because if you overfill it, the signal strength will increase too much and will accidentally unlock the filters on each side. We'll actually build one of these in a second. In fact, let's build one now. Build the next one in this row. So the way you do it is, it's pretty simple here. You can probably just look at this picture and do it, but let's build a block of coal one. So you basically need 3 in a row at the top, then 1 in the middle, 1 diagonally down, 1 diagonally off the back, and then we stick our repeater pointed forward. So if you're building a series of these, it's probably easier to do this bottom V shape and put in all your repeaters, because once you've got loads of these together fully built, it's hard to get into the middle to do your repeaters. Then on the comparator here, it's redstone dust going down, and redstone torch there, and it's as simple as that. And then we take a couple of hoppers, put one there, and we need a temporary item here so that we can make this hopper point forward. So this hopper with the filter items always has to point forward, because this gets a bit more into the technical side of how it works. So this redstone torch is powering this block, which locks this hopper. Locks this hopper. So the way hoppers work is, this hopper is trying to do 2 things. It's trying to pull from the one above it, and it's also trying to push from inside itself. So when it's locked, it can't pull or push. And the one above it, which is not locked, is also trying to pull from above, but it's trying to push out the direction it's pointing. So it's pointing forward, so it can't push this way. But if it was pointing straight down, it would still be able to push items into the bottom hopper. So that's why it has to point forward or back. So that, because this one doesn't get locked, then we still needed to not try and push items out of it. So we're relying on this hopper's pulling to take items out of this, and when it's locked, it can't pull any more items out. So we've built this filter. We're gonna add our filler items in here, and then let's use coal for this. So let's get 41 coals, pop them up there, and that's our item filter. So if we pop some coal in this hopper chain at the top, see, it's just filtering out coal. So let's stick in some redstone as well. So the coal all get filtered there, and the redstone is filtering there. And that is your basic item filter that you'll use all over the place. You'll want some overflow protection as well, in case you end up putting things in here that you don't have a filter for. And you could extend the hopper chain, stick a chest at the end, the way I've done back here. Or the way I like to do it, if I don't want any of the items that are not getting filtered out, I put them into a dropper. So let's throw some stone in there, so they make it all the way to the dropper, because there's no filter for them, and the dropper spits them out into the lava, because we don't care about them in this instance. And the way to make an easy dropper clock is you stick a comparator pointing out into a piston, and on top of the piston you've got an observer facing towards the comparator, and above the comparator an observer facing the other way. And once there's items in the dropper, this comparator will power the piston, which will pop up, and the two observers will trigger each other, which will trigger the dropper to spit out whatever's in it. So behind this one is just a series of item filters, where I've got multiple, 5 different things being filtered, and an overflow into a chest. And it's so that one of the items in here, so in here we've got an item which does not stack to 64. So these item filters can only be used for things that either stack to 64 or 16. You can't use these for anything that doesn't stack. So armor or shields or weapons or anything, you can't use it for those. But we'll get on to an item filter later in the series that allows you to filter out non-stackable items and filter out armor and stuff. This whole series we're going to cover item filtering every single possible item in Minecraft, so that we can ultimately put it all together into a storage system that works for your needs and that can filter out and sort absolutely everything. So where you've got items that only stack to 16, in your filter, you only want 10 of the item, because 10 of the item gives you the output power of 2, which is, your filter, you're coming out of the comparator from your filter hopper, you should always see a signal strength of 2, which powers, which isn't quite enough power to turn off the redstone torch underneath, so it keeps your hopper locked. But it means that one more item in any of these filter hoppers will turn off the torch and allow the items to flow through. So we can chuck in some snowballs up here, and we'll see them coming through here. For some reason I've got some filler in there. So there we go. So back here we have got exactly the same filters, but we've got a water stream going over it. And the only difference down below is that below the filter hopper, we have a hopper pointed straight down into the hopper, directing it into the chest, and that's only to extend the depth of the hoppers, because if the chest was right below the ice, then we couldn't open it. So up here, we've got one of those dropper clocks again, and so if we throw some pistons in here, and I forgot to cover up the. There we go. So we've got pistons going down, so they're getting. Let me pick that one up. So the pistons come out. This chest is important. This chest is, because the chest is not a full-size block, it allows the items to be aligned with the edge of these hoppers. So the item actually, when it comes along this water stream against the chest, it runs along the very edge of the water stream and the item hopper, so it can still get sucked into the hopper, and you can use either iron bars or glass panes up here. That still leaves the hopper open to suck in the item. So the item still slides along the ice, but is also close enough to the hopper to get sucked in. And down here, we should see pistons that we threw in. So again, this is exactly the same. We just added an extra hopper underneath the item filter to lower these chests one, so that we can still open them. There is one difference that we can make to these item filters. We can actually speed them up so that they work super fast. So this is a double speed item filter. Can't remember who came up with this, but I first saw it on Ilmango's channel. And the reason this becomes double speed is because you've got your items being pulled, both pushed and pulled out of this top hopper. Then when they get into the bottom, or the second hopper, they get pushed into this one over here, which directs them into the chest, but they also get pulled out of that hopper into the bottom one, which pushes them into the chest. So basically, it's getting pushed and pulled, and these two hoppers going into the chest mean that the items can move through the system at twice the speed, which is important sometimes, because sometimes you get items coming along a water stream from if you've got a really efficient mob farm or something, the items are coming in faster than the hopper can pick them up, or faster than the hopper can process them. So if you have the double speed sorter, then that can help with that. Now there are other ways to get around this, which we'll cover later in the series. Usually it's done by having 2 or 3 different item filters for the same item, which means that you've got more than one hopper able to pick up those items. But we'll cover some more of that detail later in the series. So here, if we can remember which items this command block drops into the water, pistons again, so they move along and they get picked up by the hopper here, and they're almost already into that chest without hardly any time passing at all. There we go, there's a stack of pistons, or not quite a stack. See how fast they're going in there. And there we go, so that's your basic double speed item filter, and we've built the basic item filter. I'm not going to rebuild this one because it's exactly the same. I've talked through how it works, and you can see it on the screen there. So it's the same shape of concrete and a repeater, a redstone torch, and same comparator and redstone configuration. The only difference is the order of the hoppers here, and in fact, the second hopper here will also need to be full of the items too. So the top hopper is the same as your item filters over there. You've got 10 for 16 stackable, 40 or 41 for 64 stackable, and then the hopper down below is actually full of the items that are being filtered. So when you're setting this up, fill up the second hopper first, then put your filler items and your sorting item up in the top hopper. If you do the top hopper first, it'll all get sucked down into the second hopper, so don't do that. And that's it. Thanks for watching. So that's the basic item filter, which forms the basis of almost all storage systems or sorting systems coming out of farms. So, see behind me the various other storage and filtering systems. So we'll get on to shulker box loaders and unloaders, we'll get on to item filters for every single type of item in the game, and ultimately we'll put it all together into the ultimate storage system for your base. So everyone, thanks for watching. Get back soon, we'll have the next video up shortly.